Hello, my name is Stacy, and welcome back to Reads of an Apple. But first things first, it is Sunday, June 26th, and excuse me for a second. We won the cup. We won the cup. We won the cup. Guys, gals, whatever you choose to identify yourself as, my boys just won the Stanley freaking Cup. I was crying, I was laughing, I was cheering. I called my boss for the last minute and 15 seconds when they iced the puck because I was freaking out. I was like calm all game. I was like, okay, we'll just see how it goes. And then we got in the third period and they were up 2-1 still. And they were still up. And time was ticking down. And once it hit about 9 minutes left in the game, I was like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And then it just, once it hit the 5 minutes left in the game, I was just like jittery as all get out. And my boy, you can see I'm all flushed because I've just been freaking out. I was crying when they presented Landy the cup and then he gave it to EJ and I just, oh my god. Guys. I'm gonna be riding this high for, I'd say days normally, but this is what I needed to cap off a less than stellar weekend because it started with the Aves loss on Friday, which is fine. They said on one of the post-game shows, they were like, while it's fun to win at home, this is almost more special for the guys because they'll have like a 4 or 5 hour flight home with the cup. So it'll just be, the team, coaching, everybody there together with the cup. And it'll just be them. And they'll have 4 or 5 hours to just celebrate with just them. So I'm happy for them. And I've already bought my hat. I bought a Stanley Cup Championships hat. If you watched it, then you saw it was a really pretty light gray. So I was like, I need the hat. I usually get a hat anyway. But because I have my Broncos one from when they won the Super Bowl in 2005. 2015? When did they buy it? 2015, I think. God, I don't even remember. Yeah, 2015. But I also got a puck. And then I also got a mug because, I had to get a mug, right? But I am sweaty. And I'm just so excited. But in other news, my poor little kitty is constipated, so that has been a whole thing this weekend. I've got her on some over-the-counter laxatives, so I'm just hoping that I can get her through a few doses and hopefully things start kind of working themselves out so I don't have to take her into the vet and have her get an enema and fluids, and it's a whole big thing. So, but thankfully, my brother's girlfriend is a vet tech for a vet office here in town, and she's registered as like a family pet kind of a thing, so I get 10% off. But I just feel bad for her. But she's not stressed out. She's sleeping right now. I don't know how she slept through me cheering at the end of that game, but man, she's keeping me tempered. She's keeping me tempered, but she at least took her afternoon dose of medicine, so hopefully I'm going to give it a day or so, and I'm going to call and talk to the vet tomorrow and just see if I don't see any results after how many doses, because I don't want her being through unnecessary pain, but I also don't want to, if it takes 4 doses and I only give her 3 and then take her in and then spend $200+, then, it's just stressful. But anyway, we won the cup, guys. Okay. Let me do my update, and then so I can get back to my post-game shows because they are all going to be a freaking blast tonight. I had my boss watching, and she called me, and she was crying at Landy's speech, or his interview. So if you want to watch something really heart-touching that really exemplifies the way that the boys have really held themselves the past few years, but more especially this season, on the mindset that they had and just the graciousness and the grit that they played with, definitely check out Gabriel Landeskog's interview after they won the cup. I'm sure there'll be highlights posted, so if I can find one, I will post it down below, because I mean, my boss watched the finals just because she knows I'm super into hockey, and I kind of forced her to watch it. But she called me and she was like, I'm crying because of his interview. And yeah, so I'll link it down below if it's available, which hopefully by the time this goes up, it will be. Okay, so before we do the quest calendar, one little touch up. I did finally finish Master of Crows. Whoop, I don't have... I'll put it over here so you can see the pretty cover. And now I'm in shadow. Ooh. All right, I'm going to come back over here. So, see, this is what I get for changing my setup, and it's now nighttime. But anyway, so Master of Shadows. Let's see if I can get it. I'm sure this is super fun for you to watch. But anyway, so I finished Master of Crows. I almost said Master of Shadows. Guys, I'm losing it. My mind is gone. But anyway, I enjoyed it. It definitely is not weird. The best Grace Draven that I have written, it definitely feels like an earlier book of hers. I'm going to bring it closer because my arm feels weird just being that far away. But anyway, so I just put it in front of my face. Isn't it gorgeous, though? I love Grace Draven's covers. They're so pretty. But yeah, I think I'm going to give this 4 stars. I was considering 3.5, but I really did enjoy the second half once things really got going. And there was definitely, like, you could tell this was an earlier work, and this came out in 2009. So I feel like this is a couple years before Radiance came out, maybe just 1 year. I can't remember when Radiance came out, but I know this came out before Radiance. And I had thought that this was set in the same universe as the Wraith King series, which has Radiance and Eidolon and Ippos King and all of the fun novellas. You can tell it's a favorite series of mine, can't you? But there wasn't anything outwardly that really told me it was in the same universe, but we also spent a lot more time, like all of the time is in the human realm, and most of the time is in the realm of Brishan, and they're the like Fae type monster creatures. So not, and then Ildiko is human, so, and that's from Radiance. So it's not as, I don't know, straightforward or just aware or just, I don't know. I couldn't tell that it was in the same universe. I hope that makes sense. You can probably tell my brain is just firing on all synapses right now, and none of them are connecting because the Avalanche won the cup. And it's Sunday and I'm tired. But 4 stars. I really like this. And I'll talk more about it on my wrap up. So for Summer of Swoon, I use this for indie romance. And then for Ripped Bodice Summer Bingo, I use this for made up country because it's fantasy. So, well, the whole world is made up. So I was like, it's loose enough. It'll count. So I got another one checked off there. So there is that. And then before the game, I started the Smart Women Read Romance Patreon pick for tomorrow night. I meant to finish Master of Crows Friday, possibly Saturday, and I did not read it all yesterday because I was doing a lot of other things. And there we go, focusing. So I picked up Overlord by Anna Hackett. That is what won the poll. and I'm enjoying this. This is the first book in her Galactic Kings series, and I have read her Aeon Warriors. I think it's Warriors, the Aeon books, and then I've also read the first few in her Galactic Gladiators. I don't know, the Gladiator series. I've read the first couples of those. I think just the first two. And they were okay, but I definitely liked the Aeon Warriors, but I forgot, and it's been a little, like a year, maybe 2 years since I've picked up one of her books, and I forgot how easy of a read she is. I know a lot of people who read a lot of alien romance suggest her as a good, like, starter, because a lot of her, like, she's not too weird, creaturey, alien species. They're usually very humanoid, and the way that she writes is very easily, like, sucks you in, and you can pick up on things pretty quickly. This one, it's good, and it sucked me in. I'm already 47% through, and that was pretty much just on intermission, so I should be able to get through most of it tonight, and then maybe finish it tomorrow, depending on what's going on. But hopefully I will get through most of it, but I'm enjoying it for sure. I definitely think it will probably be more of a 4-star unless it really blows me away at the ending. It's a little bit I guess stereotypical of what you would expect from something like this, and it isn't wowing me compared to some of her other series, but I feel like, thinking back on her series, the first 1 or 2 books are usually like 4 to 3-star range for me, but then once it hits like the 3rd or 4th book in the series, I'm usually like 4 or 5ing stars the rest of them. So it kind of depends on what kind of plays out right now, but right now it's probably sitting at a 4-star, but we shall see. But that's it for book stuff. So let's do the quest calendar so I can get back to my shows, my post-game conferences and interviews. And man, I cannot wait. I cannot wait to hear what everybody says. I don't know if I'm going to be able to go down to Denver for the parade. If they do a parade, I hope they do a parade. They got to do the parade. I don't know, but all right. So last week, I guess I should tell you what we're doing if you are new here. If you are new here, I am playing the quest calendar. This is 2022, the Gates of Terralon. This is a daily calendar that is based off of like role-playing games like Dungeons and Dragons and Pathfinder and things like that. And we are traveling between different worlds, trying to collect pieces to the Demon World Gate because it shattered and the demons invaded a bunch of different worlds. So we're trying to put the gate back together so the universe basically doesn't implode. So we are currently on a new world where it is a city on the back of a turtle. And that is where we got to on Friday, and we explored the city a little bit. So let's see what today is. Okay, cool. And today is the job board, so we can earn some extra money. So that'll be perfect. You find a job board in town. Even the people living on the shell of a giant swimming turtle need help too. Take on some jobs to earn some coin, and we can do as many of these as we want. So turtle cleaners, which is a constitution remindal and animal tamer. A lookout shift is open, which is a wisdom roll, and then strong swimmer needed, constitution, and athlete. So we will try our hand at all of them and see if we can help these people out. Let me just get my dice out here. Oh, I hear fireworks. I wonder if they're Aves fans. Okay, so we will start with the first one. And that's turtle cleaners needed. You meet a chummy little gnome on the port flipper of the turtle. We take good care of our home here. The great turtle gives to us and blesses us, so we show our appreciation to her by cleaning her. he says as he hands you a scraper and tells you to get to work cleaning the algae and barnacles that have accumulated on the turtle. So this is a Constitution reminder animal tamer, and we do have animal tamer, and then our follower also has that. So we will get a +4, and our Constitution is 0. So just a +4. But I rolled an 11, so that's 15. Okay, 13 or more, you spend a joyful time outside in the beautiful weather cleaning the great turtle. There's something symbiotic and beautiful about the situation as you scrub her and enjoy the ride. You are paid 6 gold for your effort. Sweet. Okay, so job number 2 is a lookout shift. At night, you climb to the head of the great turtle. A grumpy Drakon gives you a spyglass. I need a break. The job is simple even for you. Keep an eye out on where the turtle goes. If there are any signs of ships or beasts in the water, ring the bell. Got it? Okay. So this is a wisdom roll, and our wisdom is a +2. And that is a 15, so 17. And 12 or more, you are diligent in keeping a watchful eye, but don't spot anything worth ringing the bell for. You are paid 6 gold for your work. Sweet. We are up to 12 gold, and the final one is strong swimmer needed. A shopkeeper named Tilly asked for help in retrieving some goods that had fallen off the turtle. The last storm took some goods from the store, and they got caught up and stuck in the turtle's shell. Can you get them for me? So this is Constitution reminder athletes, or Constitution once again is a 0, but athlete is also a skill that we have, plus our follower. That's the other skill our follower gives us, so that's cool. So a +4. And a 10, so that gives us a 14. Oh, perfect. If the result is 14 or more, the swim is difficult, but you take your time and retrieve them as carefully as you can. It is still exhausting work. Reduce your health by 1. You will get your reward for this job tomorrow. What is she gonna give us? That's exciting. Okay. And that is it for the quest calendar. I will mark down that we took 1 health damage and 12 extra coins. We're back over 100. We are at 109 coins. So we have some spending money when we can get some upgrades to our equipment, which is super exciting. And I think that is all I have for you today. So I'm going to get into my PJs and watch my post-game shows and hopefully fall asleep at a decent enough time. But I'm sure everybody's going to get interviewed. And the post-game shows are going to be crazy. And then usually there's a post-game show on the radio. If you've watched my videos before, you've probably heard me talk about it. After the normal post-game show on the local sports radio here, which is also by the same company that owns the Avalanche, they have a show called Between the Pipes that is run by basically 2 fans. But one of them's also a hockey player, and he coaches little kid hockey. Anyway, it's super fun. It's called Between the Pipes. I love it. But they said after Between the Pipes, they're having one of the midday guys on late into the night, and they're just going to keep the party going. So, man, this was just the perfect cap to bring my spirits up for the weekend. And man, I'm just so happy that the Avalanche won, and I can't wait till October because hockey is back in October. That's right. The countdown starts tomorrow. For me, at least. I can't wait. Pre-game and training camps will be in September. Man, guys, go Avs, freaking go. Hello, happy Monday. Today has been Avs on my brain all day. I've listened to interviews, I've seen some of the pictures. The boys went absolutely crazy last night. I was up till almost 2 o'clock in the morning listening to post-game shows and interviews and the TV show and the radio after-game shows. And oh my gosh, I had to wear my hat today. I cannot wait for my championship hat to come in, but it said like middle to late July, so I'm like, whatever. But I usually only wear Avalanche stuff on game days, but I will be repping my Avs hat until Thursday. And then I was joking around with my boss and I was like, Thursday's the parade and the big celebration. Friday starts countdown to the 2023 season, because guys, I'm obsessed. I've had hockey for 9.5 months. If we include mid-September is when like training camps and pre-games kind of start. 9.5 months I've been in hockey mode. What am I going to do with myself the next 2.5 months? I don't know. Probably read a lot, but it's okay. I'm just glad the boys won. But anyway, I have a little bit of talking about to do. So last night, because I was up so late, I managed to finish Overlord by Anna Hackett. I'm going to give this 4 stars. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. I'm definitely intrigued to read more. I think the next book is going to be a romance between Poppy and who's the heroine in this book's friend, who's in the spacecraft with her when they were crash landed. And she is going to be, I'm guessing, paired with this hero's brother, who are alien shapeshifters. So I'm intrigued. I definitely want to read the next book. I saw there's 3 books. The main character in this has 2 brothers, so I'm guessing the 3rd book might be his brother, but I haven't really looked at him. But I'm excited to read more Anna Hackett. I haven't, like I said last night, I haven't read her in a while, and I enjoy, she just has very light, easy to read sci-fi romances, and so I'm excited to finally pick this series up. So yeah, 4 stars. I liked it. As you can tell, I binged it all in one night, although which is common for me with sci-fi romances, but that's also partly because I was up late, and also partly because a book club is in 10 minutes to talk about it. So but let me finish this and then I will have to get ready for book club. So I used it for Summer of Swoon for a new to you series, because this is the first book in her Galactic King series. And then for Ripped Bodice Summer Bingo, I'm going to use this for Superpower. And here, even though they're aliens, the reason why I decided to kind of count it is because there was a solar flare, I think, and the electromagnetic field on this planet like magnified, and now all of the people have kind of adapted and they can use that energy for different things. Some people use it for healing, some people use it to charge up weapons, some people use it to charge up like machinery, and that's how they fly. And so there's like this energy field on the planet that they're able to tap into, and it's not really magic, and it's not really because they're alien, because when Mal crash lands on this planet, she is able to access this energy as well. So it's something, so it's like she got superpowers, although her body is changing because she's in this new atmosphere and her body is adapting, but it feels more like a superpower kind of, and not like a superpower like if the whole planet was super, just in different ways. So it's close enough. It toes the line. I'm gonna count it because it felt more superpower than magic to me. And that's it for that. So let's do the quest calendar. Oh, really? She is very excited. We opened up a new can of salmon tonight for her soft food, and that is her favorite flavor. So she has been very excited since I got home. So yesterday we did the job board. So let us see what happens to, oh, that's right. That last job board said we'd figure out what our reward is today. We get the choice of treasures. So we have the water ring, which is charisma and health, cloak of currents, which is charisma and defense, or helm of the deep, charisma and defense. That is so cool. I love the art for this. So let us see what it says. The shop owner, Tilly, is unable to pay you for answering his job board ad and retrieving his goods. However, he offers you one of his magical treasure items instead. Each one allows you to travel more easily in this world by granting you the ability to breathe underwater. Pick one treasure item to take with you. You can't have two of the same type items equipped at the same time. These items can be sacrificed upon death to resurrect your hero. See rules on death and magic equipment. Wait until you resolve the events of tomorrow before you cut out the token. And that's because all the information for tomorrow's is on the back, but I do not cut these out, so I'm not going to worry about that. But I'm going to look at my character sheet and see what we have equipped already. So this is a helmet, a cloak, and a water ring. And we don't have any of those items. So this we will be able to equip right away and not have to take something off. So everything gives charisma. So health and 2 options for defense. So health would bump us up to 25. Or we can get our defense up to 16. I'm going to do our defense, because the higher the defense is, the less likely it will be that we will actually take damage. Although, most of the damage we've taken is from traveling or things like that. So, but that's okay. So, do we want the cloak or the helm? This is a hard choice, because if we get something in the future that is a cloak or a helm, but I'm going to go with the cloak. It just, I mean, everything looks cool. And I love the ring because there's a dolphin on it. But I'm going to go with the cloak. The cloak looks super cool. So we're going to get the cloak occurrence. And that will give us 1 charisma and 1 defense. Cool. And that is all we have today. So that is a super quick quest calendar. No rules, but that's fun because we got treasure. Okay, alrighty. I'm going to wrap up and I will see you all tomorrow. I hope you have a wonderful Tuesday. See you soon. Hello, happy Tuesday. It feels like it's later in the week, but it is only Tuesday. I'm getting kitty cuddles because I just got home not too long ago. And I have some fun things to talk about before we do the quest calendar. But, hi. She's grunting at me. So, first off, this little kitty, when I got home tonight, she pooped. She is back. She's no longer constipated. She's back to feeling normal. Every time she has something funky go on with her because she's getting old, I get slightly more stressed out than I used to. And this is the first time she's ever been like constipated, so I'm glad that we were able to figure it out without me having to take her to the vet. Oh my goodness! She's very upset that I got home at like 9 o'clock tonight. But, so, why did I get home late tonight? Tonight was the live show for the tour opening for the 2022 season of Drum Corps. If you don't know what drum corps are, think professional marching band. Marching bands have a lot of different instrumentations, but when it comes to drum corps, it's basically brass. You got your trumpets, your mellophones, your baritones, and your contras or tubas. I prefer contras. You've got your percussionists, so you've got your marching percussion, so your snare drums, your tenors, and your bass drums, sometimes cymbals, depending on the corps. Then you've got your color guard, and then you have your pit, which is the percussion instruments, so like your marimbas, your xylophones, and, you know, drum sets and, you know, concert cymbals and all those kinds of fun things, and a bunch of just random percussion equipment sometimes. But They have not done a tour since 2019. And guys, I had so much fun. It's been so long since I saw drum corps. It was so good. There was only 6 corps tonight. They started with the Phantom Regiment, who are one of my favorites, and oh my gosh, first of all 6 corps, the way that they performed and the way that they came on, this is their first performance of the season. This is June. Finals, World Championships are in August. It feels like a mid-season, it felt like a mid-season performance. So apparently all these guys are just rearing and ready to go because it's been 3 years since they were able to like fully perform. I know last year they did like a celebration mini tour kind of a thing with only a couple of stops. So it wasn't like a full all summer tour. But man, I was in marching band. And I was, my freshman year in high school, I was a half color guard, half percussionist in the pit. And then I marched in drum corps myself with the troopers based out of Casper, Wyoming. And I was in the pit percussionist. And in high school, I was in the pit. And then I was a cymbals. And then I was center snare my last 2 years. Although I say center snare, but there was only 2 of us. But because I had more experience, because I had done drum corps at that point, I became caption head. But anyway, we were a tiny little school. I'm not saying like I'm some amazing percussionist, because I definitely don't have the training that a lot of people did at that day or even nowadays. But man, I'm so excited. It was really good. I loved the Phantom and Regiments. I love the way that their directors do their storytelling and put together their shows. Just hits me so deep. One of my favorite shows from them, I want to say they got like 4th or 6th place or something, but it was 2004. It was when World Championships were here in Denver, Colorado, and we got tickets to all 3. At that point, it was still quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals. Now it's preliminaries, semifinals, and finals. But anyway, their show that year, Aspianata 874, the music of Astor Piazzolla. It is still one of my favorite shows of all time. There's something about the music that just, every time I hear it, especially that performance, I love it so much more. It's just so good. I know, I used to know all the marimba riffs, and I just, that show, if I can find a YouTube snippet of it or the copy of the show, I'll put it in the cards up above. But man, that show just, so growing up, so I marched, my mom marched, a couple of my aunts marched, so everybody else was color guard. I was the only one with instruments. But I mean, and I grew up playing with my mom's practice flag, and she marched with the troopers as well. And, you know, that was like my exercise in the backyard, was just playing with her flag in the backyard and tossing it and doing my own routines. And I just listening to drum corps music and putting on my own show in the backyard. Yes, I am that much of a band geek, guys. That much of a band geek. But can't you tell I'm so excited this week, guys? This week has been amazing. But so I was already kind of thinking when I bought the tickets, because I bought the tickets for this. And I will mention, preliminary, so the first night, will also be streaming live in movie theaters. I'll link the Fathom link down below if you're interested in it. And it is in August at some point. I can't remember what the date is, but I'll put it all down below. So if you have a chance to go to the movie theater and watch prelims, you'll get to see almost all of the world-class corps. And let me tell you my excitement. I've been kind of stressing. I haven't been to see drum corps live in person myself since my mom passed. So 2015 was the last year I was there, at least down in Denver. And that was the thing we did every year. And we did what my family called corps hopping, where we would get coolers and waters and Gatorades and snacks, and we'd go out and we would find whoever was practicing locally to us or somewhere near the stadium, and we'd go out and we'd watch a full practice. And we'd just hang out and watch them practice, and depending on if they were doing sectionals, which is like when they break off, so like the horns are doing their own thing, percussion doing their own thing, and sometimes they even separate even more, so like snares and bass drum, like everybody, so it depends on how they separated. But when they would do like full rehearsal, which is everybody together running through the show and fine-tuning through different parts of the show, we would watch, and it would be a day of it. We'd spend all day out in the sun with everybody else, just watching them practice, and then we'd go usually get a light dinner and then go to the show and be there. And then usually after the show we would go and we'd wander all the buses, where all the buses are parked, and a lot of the times after shows, at least in the old days, there would just be time for corps members to just hang out. And so some of them, sometimes you'd see a couple people from different corps who were on drum lines riffing or practicing or just doing their own thing, and just, man, and I just, so many memories. And then we'd always like end up getting home at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, because after we would leave Denver, we would find an all-night place, usually an IHOP or a Village Inn, and we would all be completely slap happy and have dinner at like midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning at this restaurant. And it was always such a fun time, and we'd all be slap happy and giggly and having so much fun. And then we usually, because my grandmother was in a wheelchair for the last quite a chunk of her life, and so my mom would we'd pick them up in Longmont and then drive down to Denver. So when I was older and driving more and not just crashing, some of my favorite memories outside of the show itself are the dinners in the early morning on the way home, or that moment where my brother and sister and whoever else is with us in the van just completely zonked out, and my mom and I just talking and driving, either of us driving, and just that quietness with the radio on low, and we're just driving and there's no traffic and everybody's asleep, and just the happiness and the like feel good exhaustion of knowing you've had a really good day, you've spent quality time with family, and it just, but anyway, why I'm getting so freaking nostalgic is I was thinking when I purchased the tickets, because I already bought as soon as I could buy the tickets in the theaters, I bought tonight's show, which was the opening of the season, and then I already had my tickets for prelims, and I already told my boss when I bought it like a month ago, I was like, I need this date in August off early. But I didn't even look at the Denver show, because I was like, there's probably not going to be a way I can get to Denver, and I had been thinking when I saw that this was coming up, I was like, maybe I can see if I'll buy somebody a ticket and we can drive down together, because I don't trust my car driving to Denver, and it's too much to Uber down there and all that. But tonight, when they laid out the performance route and all of the shows, Drums Along the Rockies isn't in Denver. It is in my town, Fort Collins, at CSU Stadium. Guys, I almost cried tonight in the theater. I probably would have cried tonight in the theater, because it's been 3 years, and this is something that just makes me think of my mom and my aunts, and they have both since passed away. And I know that first wall of sound, because that is what it is, walls of sound and music just hitting you. And if you've seen my videos before where I kind of talk about music, and it's a very big part of my life, and music very heavily influences me, and there is nothing like having a core with I think it's 135, I don't know if the numbers has changed since I marched, but of 135 performers you being in the stands and them being on a football field is where it's usually performed, and being at the sidelines and having that horn line all in harmony, blasting their horns at you, and that final note, and even in the beginning when they just hit you with that wall of sound. I know I'm gonna cry. I'm crying just thinking about it, because it's been 7 years since I've heard it in person, and it was such an integral part of my life for the longest time. And I mean, drum corps, when it hit June, we would listen to drum corps music and constantly, and it would be mixed into all of our normal playlists. Sometimes it would all, like, leading up, like once we hit July, sometimes that would be all we would listen to until it was Drums Along the Rockies time. And I need to sync my iPod and get my drum course playlist on, because I've listened to Aspianata 874 because I just can't not listen to that. I listen to it any time of the year because it's just, that show just does something to me. But I just realized I never finished my story about that. So, because I went on explaining what corps hopping is. So when we did corps hopping in 2004, when there was World Championships in Denver, we spent the first day, because we did go to all 3 shows, we spent the first day, which was a night, actually. My mom took us after work. It was a Wednesday night, and we went and we watched the troopers practice, and that was super fun. And then on Thursday, Phantom Regiment was practicing kind of near to where we lived at the time, and so we went to watch them practice, and I was absolutely hooked. We watched them practice on Thursday all day before at that time quarterfinals. And then when we were looking to see who we would watch the next couple days, we tried to go to a couple other people, and I think we tried to go to an SCV rehearsal, and they were just wrapping up when we got there. That's Santa Clara Vanguard. And so we ended up going back to Phantom Regiment because they were actually doing full rehearsals. And I loved the music even more, but at that point I had seen a full day of practice and the quarterfinals performance, and then we saw like a half a day of practice on Friday before semifinals, and then their semifinals performance, and then we went back on Saturday and we watched them rehearse again, and then we watched their performance finals night as well. But the coolest thing I will never ever forget is there is a point in the end of the ballad, and I can hear the music in my head and I can see it in my head, where in their formation they kind of form like a point, and the color guard caption, she is out kind of doing a flag solo. I watched her learn the flag solo during rehearsals Saturday morning, and then she performed it that night flawlessly. Like, and this was 2004, and I merged in 2005, so and I know a lot of people, when they talk about Phantom Regiment, like Spartacus was a huge, like, it was a great show. It was really good. It was one of their classic shows that they brought back, I want to say in 2008. And it was just, Spartacus was amazing. I mean, Phantom Regiment has amazing shows. But Aspianata 874, like I said, I linked it in the cards above before. If you like music, any kind of music, just check it out. Just if nothing else, just check it out and listen to the music, because it's some of the pit solos, some of the marimba solos are just glorious, and the drum solos are so good because usually in most shows there is a part where percussion has a solo, and then there's this part at the end where different sections of horns, mostly the mellophones and the trumpets, are like calling to each other, and they're just like, oh my gosh. And I'm not a horn player, but oh, there's one part where it's like, oh god, it's just so good. It's so freaking good. Like, I could probably sing and duet it to you right now. That's how much I'm obsessed with this show. But anyway, it's now 18 minutes of me rambling at you about drum corps, which I knew was probably going to happen. Because, but if you aren't in the marching band world, and even then, if you're in the marching band world, not everybody knows about drum corps, or don't feel or don't go towards drum corps or things like that. And like I said, like, a lot of drum corps doesn't have the woodwind instruments, and it's mostly the brass. There are times now where people will play trombones, but it's usually for special effects, and they don't, or special portions of the songs, but they don't march and play trombones. They usually are standing on the sidelines, or it's more of like an aesthetic kind of thing. So, but my heart is so full after this week, and it's only Tuesday. The Avs won the cup. I've been so high on that. I've got, yesterday was book club, Smart Women Read Romance, and it was such a fun night, and it was cut short because Justin's sick, but that's fine. And I felt weird because I was the only one there, so it was just me, Justin, and Juliet, but I had a lot of fun, and I was just like, I mean, I love talking to people, especially those two, and I love the Patreon exclusive review book club because it's just, I have so much fun. I can't wait for the one on Thursday. What fun thing is going to happen tomorrow, because Thursday is the parade and the rally for the Avalanche. They're bringing the cup to Denver. Oh my gosh. And the captain, Landeskog, posted this really cute reel this morning of his little girl. I want to say she's like 3 or 4 now. Maybe 3. But she was drinking out of the cup, and she's like as tall as the cup. She's like 3 feet tall. And it was the cutest thing ever. And I was just like, oh my gosh. It's been a good week so far, and I hope it continues. But anyway, let's touch base on book stuff, and then we will do the quest calendar, because this is already a long clip. So today, the only book I have in paperback is A Matter of Temptation by Stacy Reid. I cannot wait. Stacy Reid is one of my favorite authors. I love her paranormal series. I love her historical romances. This is a standalone, although I did see at some point on Goodreads, it was the first book in her A Matter of Temptation series. So I don't know if there's plans to turn this into a series or what happened, but it is so far a standalone, and apparently there's a bonus story in it. So I don't know what that is. Let's see. It's The Duke's Shotgun Wedding. Interesting. But yeah, so I cannot wait to read this. I love Stacy Reid. Look at this gorgeous clinch cover. So pretty. And I'm excited. There are some other books that came out today that are traditionally published, but I did not pre-order them online because I was hoping to pick them up at my local store. But excuse me. But my Walmart has been like so horrible lately that I think I'm going to try the Walgreens that's next to my work next and see if they have anything, and I might try to stop there tomorrow on my way home or on my way into work and just see what they have, because I did notice when I was in there making a run on to get cheese, some over-the-counter medicine, that they had some books and some of the newer ones. So I don't know if it's the same person that stocks them or not, but I'm going to look and see if they have them there, because there's one that's a really pretty clinch cover with like books and bookcases, and it's the first book in like a book club series, and I wanted that one. But anyway, so I just have that one in paperback. And then last night I started Queen of Shadows. like I said, live show for this is on Thursday, and this is a 648 page book, and last night I was on page 27. I am now on page 73 because I read in my car until I had to go into the movie theater. So I am hoping I can get through as much of this tonight and tomorrow as I can. I should have forced myself to read this weekend, but I binged Obi-Wan Kenobi instead, which honestly, worth it. But I love Ewan McGregor and I love Obi-Wan Kenobi, and the little girl who played Leia, amazing. But anyway, so I'm enjoying this. I'm excited to see what's happening. I'm not going to talk too much about it because I want to wait until I'm done, but I am reading this right now. Cat, drum corps, books. The only thing I have left to do is quest calendar. So let's do that real quick. So yesterday we got treasure from the third job guy that we helped. So let's see what happens today. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Are we getting seahorse, like an actual horse made for sea mounts? Look at those. Look at those. Guys, look at them. Oh, they're so cute. They're so cute. Oh my god, I love them. Oh. Okay, she has the funniest look on her face right now because she's looking out the window, and with my lights on, there is 5 moths crawling on the outside of the window, and she loves moths. There's none inside though, huh? I know. She is very excited over there. Okay. To travel farther distances in and under the water in this world, you will need a proper mount for the environment. There's a stable at the tail end of Va Tortu that can help you. They also have some interesting magical means to accommodate travelers who already have mounts that can't swim underwater. So you must purchase or upgrade your mount to continue. If you have insufficient funds, you must go into debt and repay it as soon as you earn more. I think we'll probably be fine. We have 109 gold. So, let's see. A kind and quirky gnome meets you. Nice to meet you. You say you need a companion that can carry you on land and water? That sounds a bit odd in these parts. It isn't every day we get a traveler from another world with such needs, but I believe we can help you. We have some sequines that can do what you are asking. If you have a mount to trade, we can strike a deal. If you don't want to part with your current companion, I happen to know a spell that can transform mounts. They'll be ready for travel on land or sea as needed. And the best part, it is safe and doesn't harm our furry friends. Cool. Okay. So, a sequine, which are these adorable little creatures that I want one. They are so cute. Add +4 to wisdom rolls when traveling on land. Okay, so that's the same thing. You can't have more than one. It's just you're getting a sequine instead of a horse. You can do a magical upgrade to a horse, and that's the spell that allows the horse to be used on land or at sea, and that is only 10 gold. Or a magical upgrade on a mule. We have a horse. If you would like to trade in your current mount for a sequine instead of purchasing a magical upgrade, the gnome is willing to offer these prices for a trade. So 10 gold to trade your horse for a sequine, or 20 gold to trade your mule for a sequine. But like I said, we don't have a mule. So it's going to be 10 gold for us either way. So do I want to put a spell on my current horse, or do I want to get a cute sequine? But I'm kind of attached to my current horse. Now, this might be a waste of money, but I kind of want to just buy a sequine too and have them both. And the like rolls don't stack. And you can't have, it says you can't have more than one. And that's to kind of keep it from stacking your stat bonuses. But I kind of want both, but I'll just use the one stat bonus because I want a sequine. And I don't want to get rid of my horse because he's been my, and like, it's not like in full-on D&D where you're interacting with your horse, where he's just a mount here. But I don't want to get rid of my horse. He's been with us forever. And I can get my horsey a friend. And then that'll give my follower someone to ride, because apparently he's just been walking with us the entire time while I'm riding on the mount. So I don't know. I'm going to do it. I have the colt. So we are going to buy a sequine, which will not increase my bonuses or anything like that. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to buy a sequine. So we're going to have a normal horse and we're going to have a sequine horse, which let me show you again at these adorable, cute horses or sequines. Oh my gosh. They are so cute. Oh my gosh. I am just full on today. But the other thing I want to mention before we leave is today is the new moon in Cancer, so happy new moon. And I was going to do my new moon spread tonight, but since it's already almost done 30 because I got home later than expected, I'm going to do it tomorrow because I don't think I have any plans tomorrow outside of just reading. So I will touch base on I think I found a spread today, but I want to double check and make sure there's not a different one I want to use. So I'll talk about what spread I'll do and do my spread and like actually do my spread and film my B-roll clip tomorrow. So stay tuned for that any second. But anyway, I'm sorry for rambling on at you so much, but there's a lot of happy things happening on, and if the way I can't even use words anymore. If it continues this way, we're going to have a long vlog this week, even with me cutting out most of my book stuff chat. So there's that. But all right, I'm going to get ready for bed and then read more of Queen in Shadows because I would like to get to at least 125 pages tonight, if not 150, but we shall see. I could get sucked in and be up too late, but it's already past my bedtime, so we will see what happens. But anyway, thank you so much for listening to me ramble, and we're only on Tuesday. We'll see you all very, very soon. Hello. That was a loud clap. Happy Wednesday. Yes, it is Wednesday. Today was a good day. Not as good as the past couple days, but something exciting did still happen today. My favorite K-pop band is Super Junior. They are second generation K-pop. And they have a new album that's coming out in July. And today dropped their pre-released track MV. I'll put it up in the cards above. I'm so happy my boys are back. I cannot wait for this album. It looks like it's supposed to be a mini album, or because I only saw like 5 or 6 tracks, but I don't know. Usually they aren't a big mini album and EP group. Usually they do like one huge album and then they have like subunits and the guys do solo stuff or group stuff. But anyway, so that's super exciting. And just any new content from them, especially music-wise, they make me happy. They're my boys. But I did manage to read a bit of Queen of Shadows last night. If you were wondering, I am on page 162. I'm on chapter 20, and according to Goodreads, I am 25% of the way through. So I have to read the rest of this tonight. And if I have just a couple chapters left, I can probably get them done by tomorrow, because the live show is until 6 o'clock my time. But if I'm only that far away from finishing it, I might as well just stay up and finish it all tonight, and then maybe try to read. I don't know if I'm going to get to the novellas again. I never read the previous novella or the prequel. Yeah, I think there are novellas, but so I need to catch up on those. but usually those aren't really discussed too much, although maybe they will be with this one. They weren't really touched on before, but I'm super excited. Things are getting crazy and I am enjoying myself. But let's do the quest calendar and then I'll talk about the B-roll quick. I will film here in a second. So yesterday we bought a sequine. Oh, they're so cute. I don't want to flip the page because they're so cute. Okay. Oh, okay. So it looks like we have a chance to buy new followers, either a tracker or a raider. So they both are 20 to higher, 10 upkeep, and upkeep is every time we rest, we have to pay the upkeep fee. I have one follower. He is a soldier, I think. What is he? A warrior. And his upkeep is only 5. But both of these guys are 10. So the tracker is a survivalist, which adds +2 to all rolls to survive while traveling. And then there also are lucky. Once per page, if you roll a 1 on a d20, re-roll and take the new result, which is nice. Although I have to say, 1s in this world aren't like auto failures and natural 20s aren't auto passes, so that's not as good of a thing unless we were playing like normal D&D, but that's okay. And then the raiders are stealthy, add +2 to all rolls to sneak and remain hidden. And then danger sense, which is +2 to all rolls to avoid traps and surprise hazards. Now, I already have both of those. So, and for those types of rolls, they're usually dex based, which is our highest stat. And while I have the same thing with the warrior, he gives us a +2 in athlete and animal tamer. And those are skills we also have as well. So that +2 actually helps a lot. But for these, these are dex-based skills usually, and I have a high dex. So I think I'm just going to save my money and we're not going to hire either of these followers. Let me see if there's any other notes on the back. There's no limit to the number of followers you can have, but you must be able to pay for them. Okay, yeah. And I think I'm not going to worry about it. I think we'll just continue on as is. We've been doing pretty good so far, but I haven't been rolling too terribly. So I'm just going to not worry about picking up a new follower. So that is that for the quest calendar. Once again, no rolls, but that's okay. And tomorrow is the 30th. So on Friday, when I film my vlog, I'll need to remember I need to do my Yahtzee rolls for July to see what prompt I get for my Yahtzee reading challenge. But so I know I mentioned it last night, but last night was the new moon in Cancer. So I chose a tarot spread and I'm actually going to do it tonight. I just finished watching my the new episode of Ms. Marvel, and they are in Pakistan, and holy cow, it ended on a cliffhanger. And I think I heard that this only has 6 episodes in it, and we're already through episode 4, and there's a lot that needs to happen in the next 2 episodes, although I feel like this is one that they are planning on having more seasons. But why are they so short? I mean, at least give it like 8 to 10. 6 is way too short for a series. But anyway, here is the spread that I am going to be doing. I found this on Instagram. It is by Cosmic Songs by Anna. I'll link her Instagram down below. And as you can see, this is only a 4-card spread. So the prompts are: which part of your life needs nurturing? What opportunity is this new moon bringing you? Advice from the new moon, and what emotions are you unhealthily clinging on to? So from what I was kind of reading, the new moon in Cancer is all about kind of like fresh starts, moving forward healthily and happily. And I know there's a lot more nuance and stuff to it, but that's kind of the overall vibe I was getting. So I liked this spread. Some of the other ones had questions that didn't really fit kind of where I am mentally, emotionally in my life right now. And so I tried to find a spread that had questions that not only was something that I like am willing or open to exploring more of, but something that would be a little bit more relevant to me right now. So I will be doing that spread, and I will film B-roll clip like I said and show you the cards. And I'm going to use my go-to deck. I actually set it out last night to get new moon energy. A lot of people do full moon energy because of the light, but for me, I like to set my tarot decks out and my oracle decks and all that, and Lenormand and all of my decks. I like to put them out for the new moon because new moons to me, while there's no light, you can still see the moon, and it's like the end of the phase and the beginning of a new phase. So it just, for me, it feels more like a refresher than the full moon. So like the full moon to me is more like we've reached the pinnacle of whatever journey we're coming to, and now it's time to kind of find our way to, you know, pulling back, and setting new intentions. And when you have the new moon, I feel like it's like the beginning of those, like it's fresh. It's like, where are we going? So to me, I feel like, for at least for me, I prefer to put my decks out for new moon energy because I feel like that's, I don't know, just better for the way that I am and the way I read and for my tarot decks than full moon. But I know with like crystals and stuff, it's good to do it for a full moon, but that's more, I feel like, light based and not as like based on the lunar cycle. But for me, I do think like more on the lunar cycle, like moving towards your pinnacle, reaching your pinnacle, and then kind of coming down from that high and looking at where you can start next, or what project to pick up next, or something to move forward, something new to start when it comes to the new moon. So there's that. And I will stop rambling at you because I had a super long clip yesterday. So I'm just going to get my stuff set up here and then do my pull, and then I will see you all tomorrow. Tomorrow, by the way, is Thursday, which is the Avalanche Parade, the celebratory parade for winning the Stanley Cup and the rally. So I have recorded like 6 hours on my DVR, and I've done it on the Altitude channel, and I've done it on Denver 7, and man. And I know they're also doing live coverage on the radio, so I will just be all Avalanche all day tomorrow, and it's the last real day to really go out for me. And then, as I mentioned before, Friday starts the countdown to next season. So I can't wait. But anyway, like I said, I will stop rambling at you, and I will see you all very soon. Hello, happy Thursday. As you can tell, I'm all in my Aves garb. I wore my jersey for the current player, EJ Eric Johnson. I have earrings, my Avalanche hat, and I used my coffee tumbler this morning because today was the Stanley Cup celebration. They had a pre-parade rally, the parade, and then the after-parade rally. I have it recorded. I watched a good chunk of it at work. I just had it on my iPad at work, so I saw bits and pieces. There were some parts of it that I missed, especially during the rally, but I have it all recorded, so I will be watching it, possibly rewatching it. I still have the game 6 on my DVR because if I want to watch like the ending interviews and stuff again, you know, during the summer, if I'm just craving hockey, it'll just be a fun thing that I can throw on and just have on as background noise. Not like I have any other things that I could be listening to or watching. But I'm all hockeyed out. And tonight was book club night, which I will touch on in a minute. But I had a brilliant idea, I think so, at work today. And I am creating an 8-day readathon that I am calling the Hockey Champions Readathon. I will be doing, I'm going to host it mostly on Instagram, but I will be doing like an announcement video for fun that should be up either before this goes up. If it went out before this, I'll put it up here in the cards. But it will be, right now I'm looking at July 10th through 17th. I wanted it to be 8 days because that was how long of a rest the Avalanche had from Western Conference to Stanley Cup Finals, and I just thought it would be fun. And so I came up with this idea at work, and I kind of was like, it just, like, once I got the spark, it just rolled. So it's going to be a 3x3 bingo board, and 3 of the prompts are going to be I tried to give a couple different prompts for each of the different ones, but here's what I'm calling it. So it is going to be I have it on my computer right now because I was working on it. I was finalizing it during book club tonight, but it is a build your own starting lineup bingo board to celebrate the Colorado Avalanche winning the Stanley Cup. So it's going to be a 3x3 bingo board, and 3 prompts are going to be kind of chosen for you. So there will be a GM spot, a Stanley Cup spot, and a coach spot. So that would be prompts for Joe Sakic, prompts for the Stanley Cup, and prompts for Jared Bednar, who's the head coach for the Avalanche. But for the other 6 spots on the bingo board, you are going to be creating your starting lineup. So there you'll have to pick a goalie, you'll have to pick 2 defensemen, and you'll have to pick 3 forwards. And I took everybody who was on the active roster during the Stanley Cup Finals and I gave them prompts. So I've got the 3 goalies, I have the list, I think there's 6 or 7 defensemen, and then quite a few forwards. I'm like so super freaking excited for this, and I wish I would have thought about this sooner, and because technically it's over now, but I just want to keep the celebration going. And I tried to make a lot of the prompts broad and general so that they are easily met. And I'll go through all this in my announcement video, but just so in case this video goes up before my announcement, so you can be kind of thinking about it. And then I also am going to allow, if you just read a hockey romance or a romance with a hockey character, whether they're a current player, retired character, anything like that, that would count, and you can use that to just cover any spot. I mean, technically, if you wanted to use multiple prompts, you could read a hockey romance and do blackout. But that's a little that's a little silly. But technically you could do that because I'm not blocking things. Or So all of the prompts except for Stanley Cup has a number that they wore either currently or in the past. So like for the coach and GM, I chose the numbers that they wore when they played. And that number can count for if it was in the publication date, if it's in the total page count, or if it's that number in the series. So obviously that last one only works for the lowered number guys because 96 books in the series is a lot. But there are some players that have like under 10 as their number. So, or in the like early 10, early teens. So I'm super excited. I'm finalizing my Instagram stories, and so then I want to make Instagram post versions as well, so that would be easier for other people to share. And I'm going to keep it Instagram based, but I will do like a little announcement video because I'm just so hyped, and I don't know. I'm just really excited, and I love this idea, and it's coming together quickly. And I was originally planning on starting it this Sunday, the 3rd, and then doing the 3rd to the 10th. And then I was like, that's not enough time for me to promote it because I do want some people to join me, even if they only read one book. So I decided to start it on the 10th. And so it will be Sunday to Sunday because I wanted to make it 8 days, but I mean, I'll probably start it that weekend anyway, or that Saturday or whatever, but it depends on where I'm sitting at with book club stuff too. But anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there because I'm really excited about it. But back to mentioning book club. Tonight was the live show for Queen of Shadows by Sarah J. Maas. This is book 4, I think. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, this is book 4 in Throne of Glass. And I'm going to give this 5 stars. This was brilliant. I loved it. So much happened in this book, so much moving forward. And I will be talking about it in my wrap-up, which should be going up. I'll link it up in the card above because that will be up before this is posted. But I'm very excited to continue on in the series, but we have a little bit of time because the next book in the SJM read-along is book 2 in A Court of Thorns and Roses, which is A Court of Mist and Fury. So we're going back to ACOTAR. But every book I pick up by Sarah J. Maas, every one just, I don't know, it just completely just, like, everyone steps up the game. And not that the, like, previous books were bad at all, but it is just crazy how each one just takes an extra step, an extra little oomph, an extra little sparkle of magic, and just, I love it. I love it. And in case you were wondering, I used my Hella Lovely Aguda Romance Makes Me Melt bookmark. I just picked a random tall bookmark. But I was also supposed to read the prequel novella that was assigned for this month, and I did not get to it in time. And I still have not read the previous one. So I have The Assassin of the Desert, of the Red Desert. Let me look at my to-do list. This month's was The Assassin in the Underworld. And then the one 2 months ago was The Assassin in the Desert. And I still have not read them yet. I just keep running out of time. So I want to read them soon. But what I might try to do is wait until I have some free reading at the end of next month and leading into August. And then I can read, because I think there's only 5 prequel novellas, so then I'll read all 3 in one go and just finish the Assassin's Blade anthology. So I'm thinking if book 5 is in August. I'm not 100% sure publication order. All I know is A Court of Mist and Fury is next month in July. So anyway, I will talk about more of my thoughts about Queen of Shadows specifically in my wrap-up, like I mentioned. So let us do the quest calendar, and then I have something fun to show. So yesterday we were given the option to hire a new follower. I declined on picking up on either of these, so let's see what happens next. Ooh. Okay, we got an underwater map to the shipwreck. Super fun. Okay. The sensor indicates the gate shard is south of the current position of Va Tortue. You leap off the turtle and dive underwater. A beautiful and unique world of oceanic mountains, canyons, and richly colorful reefs await you. So we are, Claw Canyon is kind of behind where the shipwreck is. So we can either choose to take this route that goes up by the coral reef. It's called Kala Reef. Or we can choose to come down here by the Crystal Crest Mountains. So they're calling it the eastern and the western route. The western route is the one that goes through the reef and then kind of butts up against the canyon. So I think I'm going to take that route because going at least by a reef sounds like that could be super pretty. So we will take the western route, which is option number B. Okay, so we will roll a d20 plus our wisdom, reminder, survivalist, map and compass, and mount. And mount gives us +4, our little sequine. That is not where my dice are. And then we do also have the map and compass. So we will get a +6, and then our wisdom is a +2. So we will have a total of +8 to whatever we roll. Okay. And that is 12. So 20. I need the back of this. Okay, so B. The bright colors of Kala Reef are too exciting to pass up. The opportunity to see such a vivid spectacle in this world can't be ignored. You stick close to the reef and enjoy the view of textures and colors you have never seen before. Unfortunately, these reefs are home to some deadly creatures as well. If the result is 13 or more, you stay at a safe distance where you can only get the best views of the beautiful structure of vibrant colors. You need to consume only 1 ration. If you do not have one, reduce your health by 1. We bought 4 rations, so I will mark 1 as being gone. And that is it, the 1 roll, and we are now in the area of the shipwreck, and we will deal with that starting tomorrow to find the next gate shard. So that is very exciting. Now, the last thing I have for today is an unboxing that I want to do. This is for, I might have mentioned her before, but I have been a subscriber of the Kal-El fandom monthly box for quite a while. However, she has had the subscription on pause pretty much since the pandemic kind of got rolling because she was struggling with getting things out of customs and getting things shipped and shortages and closures and, you know, what everybody is dealing with. So it has been quite a while since I have received a box, but I got a notification earlier this month that the last box that she had set to go out is they finally received everything. It is ready to go. Yes, it's probably been 2 years since it was originally planned to be shipped, and she has not mentioned if it is going, like when or if subscriptions will be coming back, but a lot of the like fandom jewelry and earrings I have, and if you've seen, I guess it's kind of hard to tell, but I've got like artwork and magnets up over here. And then also on the side of my bookshelf, if you've seen those in videos or in pictures I posted on Bookstagram. And so she will do like little magnets and artwork and fun things. And it's I'll link it down below. I think it was $25 last time I got it, and it's really cool. And if I get a fandom that I'm not really big into, it's usually really easy to gift them away because somebody somewhere will like whatever it is. Like one of the few ones that I got that I didn't really care for was Dumbo. I'm not a big Dumbo fan, but I know people who are Dumbo fans or just Disney movie stans in general, and so that was a good thing for me to gift to them. But I don't even remember what this theme is, so let us see. So we've got whatever is in our black tissue paper. Okay. It was Toy Story. So there's usually something like official artwork or something like that from whatever it is. So this one's obviously Toy Story. I turn a lot of these into magnets that are up. And then on the back is the list of what's supposed to be in here. So we are at Toy Story. And then she does artwork. This is done, Megan is the name of the lady that like created this and does a lot of the artwork and procuration and all that. So here is, and she does this really pretty like watercolor style of art. All of the artwork I have for all of the fandoms that I've kept, I have turned into magnets and put them up because they are absolutely gorgeous. So this is Woody and Bo Peep, super cute. And I'm going to leave it in the plastic until I turn it into a magnet, just to keep it safe. But let's see. I like Toy Story. I'm not like a huge fan of Toy Story, but let's, holy moly, there is a lot here. Oh my goodness. Okay. So we have a magnet, and this is the Slinky Dog. Super cute. And then here is a Jessie keychain. Very cute. Super cute. This would be like a good stocking stuffer. Because I don't really use, like I try to keep my keychains to a minimum, but that would be a cute stocking stuffer. And then here is one of the aliens. But, oh, it's a pop socket for one of the aliens. That's cute. I don't really use pop sockets, but I am kind of being forced to get a new Kindle. So I might get a pop socket for that. And that would be perfect. And then we've got a pair of Bo Peep socks. Super cute. And it says, saving one toy at a time. Very cute. And then, guessing this is a packet of stickers. There's a lot. I feel like there's a little more than normal in here and extra items, but that could be because, so we've got Woody, we've got Forky, I think. I never actually saw Toy Story 4. Jessie, Mr. Potato Head, and Buzz Lightyear, and I think this one made it in there by mistake. Woody the Woodpecker? Unless he has something to do with Toy Story 4, but that's odd. But okay, but I knew who he was. It was Woody the Woodpecker. Super fun. And these are good, nice, thick stickers. Okay, and then there's also usually an enamel pin. So this one says Pixar Pure with the ball. Super cute. This is very large. And then this will be the jewelry. So let us see. Okay, so, oh my god. Okay, I gotta take this out of the packaging so it does not have a glare on it, because these are the cutest earrings. These are plastic earrings that are, that's Buzz's foot and it says Andy, and then Woody's shoe print and it says Andy on it. I don't know, maybe putting him in, dangling him in the light. There we go. And then if we do, his color is easy to see kind of, but those are so cute. And I love earrings that are mismatched. That's so fun. And then the necklace is Disney ears. It says to infinity and beyond. Here, I'll take it. Now the one thing is I usually try to get new chains for these, but see, so if I can try to get this so the glare isn't, so there's Woody, and then it says to infinity and beyond. And then it has Buzz standing up in the corner up here. If I can get it to, I wonder, let me try to turn my light off and see. There we go. That's a little better, a little easier to see. And then there's like a shadow of the alien, and then the shadow of Buzz Lightyear, and then there's planets, and then a Mickey shaped balloon, and then Woody is outlined in the bottom here. That's cute. I'm not a big like Disney ears person, but that's cute. I don't know, it's a little chunkier than I go for too. Although I have some of the chunky ones from her that I've worn before, but that's not my go-to style usually. And then the last thing is a really cool rainbow effect bangle bracelet. And it says to infinity and beyond, which is perfect timing actually, because the new Buzz Lightyear movie is supposed, if it's not already out, it's supposed to come out super soon. I've seen a lot of commercials for it, and I know McDonald's has their Happy Meal toys for it. So super fun. A lot of stuff. Like I said, Toy Story is not one of my like huge fandoms, but really super cute. Honestly, I might just keep the Slinky Dog. I might see, because I know I have some friends who are obsessed with Toy Story, so I might save this to gift to them and just keep the Slinky Dog magnet because that's super cute. And I would be inclined to keep the earrings too because those are super unique, but I don't know. But I love it. This is just so cool. I love that they're all unique takes and they're super fun. A lot of the unique earrings and necklaces that I wear, not that I wear necklaces super duper often, but a lot of those have come from Kal-El. So like I mentioned, I'll link her shop below. Her subscription service is through Cratejoy, so you can also order it through Cratejoy, but I do it through her website. She also makes like fandom stuff separately from her shop, and sometimes she'll do pre-orders for pins or things, and if she gets enough pre-orders, then that like funds it for her to make the item. But definitely give her a go and sign up for her newsletter, because I'm sure she will send out notifications when she reopens the subscription box, if she's planning on doing so. I haven't heard she isn't, but it's been kind of quiet airwaves wise overall. But anyway, thank you so much for watching this, another really long clip. But tomorrow is Friday. It is 4th of July weekend. We are closing early tomorrow at noon at work, and then we will be closed on Monday. So I am excited to have a longer weekend. I have some things I want to get done with this extra time off around the house. And I also want to try to start some packing some non-essential items just to kind of get things started to be squared away. But I also have some other things I need to take care of as well. So we will see what happens. But anyway, I'm also planning to read as much as I can. So lots of plans. But I will see you all tomorrow. Happy almost Friday. Happy Aves celebration day, because I can't help myself. And I will see you all tomorrow. Hello. Happy Friday. It is about 6 o'clock Friday evening, and I have been a busy little bee. I finished officially. I've got all the rest of my fine-tuning done on the readathon that I'm creating that will start this coming Sunday. I put together plans, and then I decided to make some extra templates for reviews and currently reading, as well as whatever bingo board, and then I figured out my own bingo board and my own to-do list. And I'm not usually a big rec person, but like I like watching recommended videos, but I don't like recommending books as much to people because I just always get worried if people will like things or not that I recommend, especially if it's something that I really, really love. So I always get nervous recommending, and on book clubs and things where they ask for recommendations, I usually try to recommend books that I want to read that I have not read yet, or maybe a new series by an author where I like the author but I haven't read this specific series, just so we're all going in blind together, because I just get really, really nervous, especially if it's something I really love. But I figured I might as well go all out, since this will be the first readathon that I'm hosting, and I'm hoping that people participate. So if you're watching this and want to at least read one hockey romance between July 10th and 17th, please join me. But anyway, so I got all that figured out. So I have two videos I'm gonna film. I'm gonna end up putting my announcement video up as soon as I can, probably tomorrow morning, even though my wrap-up will go up tomorrow morning. That's tomorrow, Saturday, July 2nd. But I want to get it up ASAP, and then on this, at the same time, also get it up on my Instagram and Twitter, just so everyone can see it. But yeah, so there's that. And then I also plan on doing a hockey romance recommendation, and I have a couple of series that I absolutely love and feel comfortable recommending to people. And then I'll also probably do, like, if I pick up a random hockey romance by a new to me author, I'll list some of the ones that have me really intrigued that I don't hear talked about very often. So I will definitely, I have plans. So, but I'm going to put on my hat and switch out my earrings to my avalanche ones, and I'll probably rearrange and try to film in front of my flag. And I have like my Nathan McKinnon Funko Pop that's out in the living room, and I have my Stanley Cup puck from the 2020 playoffs. So I'm gonna have to kind of try to finagle the way I do things, just so I can try to get as much app stuff in the background as I can, but I'm gonna have fun doing it. So otherwise, bookish news. I did decide to pick up The Assassin in the Desert last night. This is the 0.3 prequel novella in the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas. I'm going to give this one 5 stars. I loved it. This is Aylin, although at this point she's still Selena. And she goes to train for a month with the silent assassins in the Red Desert. I just really loved it, and you could kind of see, because this is before things really hit the fan, where we're at the beginning of Throne of Glass, but you can kind of see that she's already really starting, like, while she had issues with Arabin beforehand, now she's really just getting to that point where she can't just push them under the rug and not dwell on them, and she's really kind of starting to deal with the fact that she's starting to like Sam romantically, and so that was kind of interesting because she's been away from him and she hasn't seen him, and just the difference in training, that there is a way to train an assassin that doesn't require demeaning them or pitting them against each other, and absolutely horrendous training. Like, you can make tough, hard training, but do it in a way that's not detrimental to who they are as people, kind of a thing. I don't know if that makes sense, but I loved it. 5 stars. amazing. So I have one more novella. So this one we should have read with Heir of Fire, which was before Aquatar. So that's a couple months ago. On my to-do list, it's been past due for like ever. But I needed to catch up. And since it was the last night, since it was the last night of June, I wanted to read something short that I could catch up on. Or at least read something short so I can get that last extra little stat for the month of June. So now I only have one novella to catch up on, which I'll probably pick up here shortly, but I at least got one of them done. So there's that. And I think the final thing that I have to wrap up is the quest calendar. So let's do that and wrap up this week. So, really? I just got the hiccups. I don't know what's happening. So, yesterday we that we're on the map. We're traveling to the shipwreck. Here's the turtle island where we're at. And we took the route that goes up by the coral. And then now we are down here at the shipwreck. So let's see what today brings. Ooh. A ginormous freaking crab. Look how huge he is. Oh my gosh, this is a lot of text. Let's see what's gonna happen. A shadow looms over you. It blocks out the light and causes the water to grow cold. You look up and see a monstrous beast of a crab headed in your direction. There's no fighting this thing. So number 1, handle your fear of the gigantic monster. Roll a d20, use your wisdom. And then number 2, decipher what you know of crabs that can help, which is an intellect roll reminder student, which we do not have. And then there are 2 options for 3. 3A, speed is key to get away from the beast, a dexterity reminder athlete. Or stealth is key to hide from the beast, dexterity reminder stealthy. And both of those we have bonuses to. I'm not too worried, but let's go. Oh, and apparently it's Canada Day. Happy Canada Day, Canadians. Oh, really? She just looked at me. She was like, oh, you're talking to me? You're actually going to answer me when I yell at you? Okay. Guys, I can't tell you how excited I am about this readathon. Even if it's just me that does it, I'm really hoping at least one other person participates. But guys, I'm excited. I'm excited for my boys, and I'm excited to celebrate the avalanche in one of the best ways I know how. Reading. But I do also plan, I did see when the Broncos won in 2015, one of the crochet groups that I was a part of on Facebook, somebody did a really cool Grafgan for the 2015 Super Bowl championship that the Broncos did for their husband. So I want to try to find some not too intensive, but 2022 graphics, or create a Grafgan and make my own either plastic canvas or do a tapestry or crochet a blanket, or I don't know. I want to do something in celebration, something crafty, so we'll see. But anyway, let's roll. So, first part. Handle your fear of the gigantic monster. So this is a wisdom roll. And we are at a +2. Do you want to give me good luck? Is that what's happening? Oh, goodness. Thank you. Rub your face all over it. 14. Not too bad. So that's a 16. Okay, we just need an 11 or more to fight you fight the fear that tries to grip you, and you are able to clear your head and concentrate on what you must do to survive. Okay, so now we need to do an intellect roll to decipher what we know of crabs. That can help. We are not a student, and our intellect is a 0, so it's whatever we roll. Let's see if I have good luck without her mushing her face against it again. I can't see it. 18! Okay, I guess we do. Okay, if the result is 15 or more, you recall that crabs are bottom feeders and will eat anything they find. Most have great eyesight and some species can be extremely fast. Your safest action might be to hide. Gain a +3 bonus to hide, option 3B. Okay, I mean, we have good stats for either of these options, but we're going to go with B. Stealth is the key to hide from the beast. So dexterity, which is a +6. Reminder stealthy, which is another +2, so that's 8, plus our +3 from that bonus roll. So we are +11. And let me just see, the highest result is 14. We need to roll a 3 or better. So heck yes. And that is a 12. So we are good to go. You hide from the crab and it never sees or notices you as it slowly meanders along safely past you. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. We made it past the crab. We should be at the shipwreck now or close to it in case there's another encounter or something else we have to deal with when we get closer. But I'm excited to explore this shipwreck and see what kind of creatures and fun things lurk about the shipwreck where this shard is. And speaking of rolling dice, it is the 1st. So, last thing to wrap up this week, I need to do my Yahtzee roll. If you have not seen any of my previous vlogs where it is the switchover of the month, I am a part of the Romance Readers Reading Challenges group on Goodreads. I'll link them down below. And in March of this year, they started the Yahtzee challenge. So what it is once a month you roll your 5 dice like you're playing Yahtzee. You can roll it up to two extra times, kind of a thing, and then you choose where you're going to put it, like a normal game of Yahtzee, but each goal that you have to fill has a different prompt. And then they also have an alternative prompt if your dice or what you read doesn't fit that prompt, or if you're joining later, I think they have alternative prompts for that month that you can kind of post date it to, I think, but I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, we need to do our roll for July and see what the prompt is, or see what we're going to do for July. So just a tiny little update. For March of this year, we got a large straight. For April, we did the small straight. For May, we did the full house. And June, we did 2s. So let us see. And then back in March when I first did this, I went through my D6 jar and picked 5 D6s to roll for Yahtzee. I decided to choose all pip dice, which these are called pip dice, so it's the dots instead of the numbers. And then these 2. So I've got a fun group of colors. So let us see what our Yahtzee roll is gonna be. All right, 1, 1, 2, 2, 6. Okay, I'm gonna get a pen so I can jot this down in my stuff here. All right, 1, 1, 2, 2, 6. All right. I'm going to keep the 2 1s. So for the number challenges, the 1 through 6, you have to have at least 3. So basically you need to have 3 of a kinds in a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, and a 6. And then there's also the 3 of a kind prompt. But let us see what happens. But last month I did 2s. So I think I'm going to keep the 1s. So we'll do the 1s. And I've already done the full house. So I will keep the 2 1s and we will roll the other 3. And see what we got. That is a 1, 4, 5. Interesting. Okay, I'm going to keep the 1 and take the 4 and the 5. All right, 1, 4, 5. And then I'm going to re-roll the 4 and the 5. Alrighty. So that's these two are what we got. Let's see, Yahtzee. Nope. A 3 and a 4. So that's not helpful, but we at least got 3 ones. So we are going to use the prompt for ones. And all of the numbers 1 through 6 are the same. And that is whatever the number is, it needs to have either that number word title or that number in a series. So for ones, a 1-word title or first book in a series. Which is the next book that I plan on picking up, because I need to, on my review schedule, I need to read the arc for Bright Like Wildfire by Julia Cross, so that can go up around the release date of July 12th. So I'm actually going to pick that up tonight, and that is the first book in a new series by her. So that will work perfect. I will be doing that. And that is my Yahtzee roll. Perfect. And I will get it taken care of on the first book of the month and then not have to worry about it till August. So that is even easier. Perfect. Alrighty. I think that is everything I have to chat with you about. So thank you so much for watching this weekly vlog. I know this one's a little bit longer, but there was a lot going on this week. A lot of really good things for me. And I can't remember if I told you or not, but Tuesday when I got home, Cheese pooped. And she is no longer constipated. My kitty is healthy and back to being annoying and cute all at the same time. And I am ready for a long weekend. We get Monday off and I have plans, and I'm hoping I can read quite a few books this weekend, but we will see what happens. But until then, I will see you all very soon. I have a lot of videos planned coming up and some extras thrown in. And like I mentioned, please check out my Hockey Champions readathon that I'm planning on hosting from July 10th through the 17th. All of the prompts and everything will be on Instagram, but I'll also do an announcement video as well, which I'll link up above in the cards, like I said. And I will see you all very, very soon. Bye.